Okay, Martin, so great ride today. Second at the finish. Can you talk about how it went?
The race was aggressive from the start. Greg Swinnand, Joe Fenlon, Rory Wiley, myself, Tom Shanahan had a few digs early on. There's a guy with California shorts, I don't know who he was, riding number 18, who's extremely strong. So we were kind of getting a gap on the climb every time. But then just after the climb, after crossing the river, Joe and Greg just kind of fell off the front, but they got a gap and they opened the gap fantastic, went out to nearly a minute. They did some fantastic huge riding up there because they weren't waiting around behind. I was in the chasing group for quite a long, but we just didn't seem to have the horsepower to get across, nobody was really committing. But it was a real strange one that they actually, we could see them at 30 seconds, but really if they kept the head down on the last lap, we should never have got up there, but I looked with a K to go. They were doing track stands in the middle of the road. I was getting a very good lead out there from Rory Wiley, and Mark Kiernan was trying to get Colin Bracken up there. And then Cathal Miller came and did a huge turn. And suddenly I saw the two boys there, and I did took huge risk going around the last bend to get up to them. I started to gallop a little bit too early, I think. And Joe just managed to get up and pip me on the line, but he's a deserving champion. I'm delighted for him. He's been going really, really well for a number of years. It's always been a class act, and because of work commitments and things like that, he hasn't really been able to train properly, but maybe now that the building has slowed down a bit, maybe he's training a bit more. So he's a deserving champion. I'm delighted for him.
You were saying you work at the finish line?
Yeah, I work in the presentation secondary school there now. Been working there for 20 years. So that's really the main reason that I decided to race this year. I'm very busy with my commitments to Cycling Ireland, and so I just decided, because it was a hard one to pass up, the fact that the championships was here. So it's nice to get a medal anyway.
Finally, you're Olympic team manager, so what are your tips for tomorrow's elite road race?
I'd say I can't go past Roach, really. He looked a class act the other night, the other night in the time trial. He has had a very, very good tour of Switzerland. He looks like the main man. But, if Sam Bennett's got the legs, he won't be found wanting going around that last bend. He could be the man there. Bramier has a point to prove. No way would I give Martin Irvine an inch if he's there on the last lap, because he's just got such phenomenal power. But it promises to be a great race.